What's up, New Jersey? Welcome back to another episode of the NJ1ST podcast. My name is Ryan McDonald. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also follow over on Rumble, the free speech platform, NJ1ST. I'll be uploading all throughout 2024 and 2025, just the same I did all throughout 2023. This November marks a whole entire year of weekly New Jersey political content. So leave a comment. It'll help with the algorithm, and share on all social medias. Today's video is going to go into Perth, Amboy, New Jersey's elections. There was a question on the ballot. I'm going to let you guys know what that was. And also, there's two legislations that I'm going to inform you about. One regarding the vaccines and them still having to be mandated for COVID relief facilities. And the second being with teachers in New Jersey. So let's look into these. Perth Amboy voted to strip 80% of their citizens of their voting rights. Don't believe me? Let's read this. Voters in Perth Amboy, New Jersey were asked to switch from nonpartisan to partisan elections in their ballot question in the election that just happened 2 weeks ago, in a move that would strengthen Mayor Helman Kaba and create a virtual one-party rule in Perth Amboy, the city by the bay, they call it. So Perth Amboy, one of the very few city councils, town councils, the government is a nonpartisan election. So there was no D Democrat or R Republican behind any of the candidates' names. That's very interesting. I only remember the Board of Ed's elections being like that, Board of Education's. But in Perth Amboy, they had a choice. It was this year whether or not they wanted to keep it that way, or, you know what, allow the establishment parties, Republican and Democrat, just take over. And in Perth Amboy's sense, I guess it's the uni party, the Democrats, that rule over there. They even map it out as I scroll down here. For every red to green is a household. All the green households are currently registered Democrat. All the red households are independents, and therefore would be out of the loop for the primary voting next election. So 2024 is coming up. It's a pretty important election, especially with the primaries. All the county endorsement lines are going to Tammy Murphy, or we'll see the Republicans do their county endorsement lines as well. But here, well, the Democrats and Republicans, it's off to the races. How many of those independent houses can you hit to switch them over to Democrat or Republican? Because it's no longer in Perth Amboy a nonpartisan election. If you want to vote in the primary, or you have to vote, one way or the other. So, and then in the general, it's even more so. The party affiliation. This is the lines are going to be drawn now in Perth Amboy. Perth Amboy's mayor's chief of staff said the ballot question to change Perth Amboy's elections from nonpartisan to partisan was initiated by a strong desire among residents for more partisan electoral process. So Perth Amboy, you wanted a more partisan electoral process. That's what the mayor's chief of staff is saying. I wonder if that's true. I'll have to ask some people from Perth Amboy. Unfortunately, the question was approved, 1,840 votes to 1,173. So now Perth Amboy, New Jersey joins the rest of Middlesex County as a deep blue or uni-party establishment voting bloc. And it's unfortunate. There was some criticism I've heard from the grassroots of the leaders of the NJGOP being Middlesex County Chairman Ben Savanga, and he should have made people more aware of this question and how it could impact down in the future, down ballot voting, for instance, rather than what they had, which was probably so precious in Perth Amboy, a nonpartisan municipal election. But who knows if he actually wanted it to go through or didn't mind if it actually went through. There's got to be a grassroots movement in Perth Amboy, in Middlesex County. It doesn't have to be Republican. It's got to be grassroots. Let's see what happens. Informed NJ Nurses on X tweets out that Assemblyman Herb Conway is at it again. He's introduced Bill A5753 just earlier this week. This bill will require COVID vaccines for all New Jersey healthcare workers in most settings. No companion bill yet. The facilities include adult daycares, family planning services, long-term care facilities, special hospitals, and state psychiatric hospitals. So a couple places where if you're a worker, you got to have this vaccine. On the New Jersey legislature's website, doesn't even have anything to go off of the bill. It's got the bill there, doesn't have anything to go off. I don't know how the informed nurses was able to get it, but I'm glad that they were able to share it. They also leave the number of Herb Conway's office and a bunch of comments actually talk about their experience calling in to the office. So come to X and look at this. New Jersey Education Union pushes to end basic skills test to become a teacher. The union's political arm said that the test created an unnecessary barrier to entering the profession. The New Jersey State Senate and State Assembly passed a bill this 2023 in June that would allow the State Education Board to issue an alternative certificate to a teacher candidate who meets all eligibility requirements except for the requirement to achieve a minimum basic reading, writing, and math skills test score. So we're going to look into what Republicans and Democrats passed this bill, but the teachers aren't going to have to take the praxis anymore to become a teacher. I looked into the writing, the language of the bill, but first, the NJEA had all of their activists send a public letter to Governor Murphy demanding that this bill is signed immediately. So it's at the desk of Governor Murphy, and Murphy already signed a law last year, so December of 2022, and it was the Eliminating the Educative Teacher Performance Assessment, and it links over here. It's, in short, when the teachers get their first job, their first gig, they don't just get thrown right into the mix. They have to have people observe them while they're having a classroom full of children, how they act, and they got rid of that. It seems like you can do that while you're a teacher. So it's like more or less earn while you learn, learning on the job. And the legislation that we're talking about that would get rid of the education union pushes to end the basic skills test, the praxis. Let's look at the way that they voted. Every senator voted yes. There was only one senator that voted no, and that was Edward Durr. Look at that. Edward Durr voted no. He probably wanted that merit-based thing, just like everyone else went through, But everybody else voted yes, just to let you know. And even furthermore, you can come to the njleg.state.nj.us. That is the legislature's website. And the bill right here went through the assembly as well, so you can see what assemblymen voted on it. Every single senator except Edward Durr voted yes on this. But you can come here at the assembly and let's see who voted no. I know Parker Space voted no right there. Was he the only one that voted no? It looks like it. So everybody else voted yes. Deanne DeFuccio not voting. We have Jerry Schaffenberger not voting. Brittany Timberlake, Democrat, not voting. Michael Terrizzi, I believe that's a new Republican, not voting. Wait, no, can't be a new. Maybe it is. I have to look it up. I don't know. Gary Scher not voting. Angelica Jimenez not voting. It looks like more Democrats than Republicans. Doesn't matter. I'm just keeping you up on what's going on. The governor didn't sign it yet, but the language of the bill, briefly I can discuss it, basically said that somebody doesn't have to take the praxis. They can become a teacher and within 4 years actually become a teacher. So you can teach and then 4 years you actually become a teacher. You don't have to take the praxis, in short. Thank you for watching this episode of the NJ First podcast. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. I'll be making more videos. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.